answer. I am running and going to win again.
President Biden rallying supporters in Madison, but is he restoring confidence in American voters that are worried about last week's debate? Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jessup Reisbeck. President Biden and members of his team have made frequent visits to Wisconsin during this campaign year, but a lot more was riding on today's stop in Madison than in any of those other appearances. The president arrived 8 days after a presidential debate performance that has shaken public confidence in his ability to lead the country. Even some fellow Democrats are now calling for him to pull out of the presidential race. So the question now is, did the president's visit today help rebuild that confidence? CBS 58's AJ Byapor live in Madison for us tonight with how things went. AJ?
Jessup, good afternoon. This was President Biden's 6th visit to Wisconsin in a little more than 6 months. This visit, though, certainly different than the rest. Instead of focusing on substance and what exactly he has to say, observers largely were focusing on whether Mr. Biden could deliver with clarity and energy. The president spoke this afternoon for about 18 minutes. There were several high-energy moments as he defiantly told supporters he is staying in the race and he will win. There were also moments where the president's words mashed together or his voice got a lot softer and it was hard to know what he was saying. Through it all, President Biden had a clear theme today, that democracy is at stake and the U.S. cannot afford to let former President Donald Trump back into the White House. While making that case, the president directly addressed concerns about his age and health.
You think I'm too old to beat Donald Trump? I can hardly wait. Anyway, folks, let's focus on what really matters. We're running against the biggest liar and the biggest threat. Oh, really? The biggest liar and biggest threat to our democracy in American history.
Following a poor debate performance Thursday, even some Democrats and key donors questioned whether Mr. Biden should remain the party's nominee. While some Democrats believe this is cause for long-term concern, the chair of the Wisconsin Democratic Party insists the debate was the exception.
It was a terrible debate. I mean, everyone watched the same debate. President Biden said it wasn't my best debate tonight, and then cracked a big grin and gave a killer speech.
Governor Tony Evers was the only Democratic governor to not join a call with President Biden Wednesday night to discuss his future. But Evers this afternoon stood at Biden's side, repeating the key message, saying the future of democracy runs through Wisconsin. Wisconsin voters have long had concerns about the president's age. Going back to February, a Marquette Law poll then found 83% of respondents saying they either somewhat or strongly agree Mr. Biden is too old to be president. Both he and his campaign hope to have swayed at least some of those voters this afternoon in a packed middle school gymnasium. Reporting from Madison, AJ Byapor, CBS 58 News.